I just want to know one thing. When you feel really hurt by something or someone, a situation, people, or whatever, how correct or incorrect is it to move away despite making one attempt to try and clarify things?
When was the last time somebody stabbed you with a knife? They never did. Okay, when was the last time somebody poked you with a pin at least? No? They ignored you. This is not nice. So when you talk about causing pain, someone else can cause physical pain to you. They can injure you. That's different. Mentally, all pain is caused by you and nobody else but you. Somebody is doing what they like to do and you get hurt.
No, but should we choose to walk away from
Will come. First of all, why are you hurt? That's all I'm asking. If you start doing that, you'll be walking away from everybody, because everybody will hurt you. There is no such perfect human being who will not hurt you. Everybody will hurt you. If you're waiting for that perfect on the white horse knight, there is no such man, believe me. You can believe me, see, I've been around for long, There is no such man or woman who is perfect. I want you to look back and see, today you're in Gujarat, so here there's a big celebration about Krishna. I'm saying even such a man, not okay for the people who are there. So there is no perfect human being anywhere. So they do not hurt you. They're doing what they know best. You're getting hurt, isn't it? Unless they're poking you with something. They're poking you with a dagger, you must move away. You shouldn't be there. But they're saying something. Why are they saying what they're saying? That is the best they know. Yes or no? You don't like to be in an atmosphere, not because it is causing pain to you, because certain atmospheres will not allow you to be effective. I want to do something, in a certain atmosphere, it'll not work. So I don't want to waste my energies there, so I'll move elsewhere. But not because they're going to hurt me. They're going to shoot at you, you must move away. Otherwise, why? As the word Guru suggests, Gu means darkness, Ru means dispeller. Dispelling darkness. How to dispel darkness? You cannot kick the darkness out of a place, because darkness is not an existence by itself. Darkness is just absence of light. When we say light, we value light because it brings clarity to us. If there was no light, you cannot see clearly. Where there is light, you can see clearly. So what you actually value is not light, it is the clarity that it brings. If you were an owl, I said only if you were. If you were an owl, then darkness would bring clarity to you, light would be very disturbing and blinds you, which is true for many creatures in the wild. For them, darkness brings clarity. So essentially, it doesn't matter in what stage of life you are, what aspect of life you're addressing. The most important thing is that you want clarity about it. You want to be able to see it the way it is. Whatever it may be, whether it's a simple physical thing like a tumbler, which somebody is not able to see, or mystical dimensions of life, you can deal with them properly, you can deal with them sensibly, only if you have ability to see it the way it is. Seeing things the way they are, seeing everything the way it is clarity. If you very clearly see what is the nature of your existence, right now, somebody is telling you, you are not the body, you are not the mind, you gathered this body, your mind is agreeing with it, but still, this is me, that's you. Experientially, it's not true. So if clarity comes into this experientially, if clarity is brought into you, when pain comes, when disease comes, when physical suffering comes, you definitely wish you were not that. It is not about what you wish, it is not about your reactions to situations that you face or suffer. It is not at moments of compulsion what you see. It is in moments of utter clarity, what you see is what really matters with life, if one wants to move ahead. If you look at your experience of life, suppose you're in a dark room, you're not able to see anything, suddenly you're alone. If it lights up, you feel the world is with you. Nothing has changed. Everything is the same way as it is. Just because you can see clearly, the world has changed in your experience. So this is my work.
The most important thing is, religion becomes just purely a personal pursuit, never a national goal or a global goal. I have never abused anybody, but people want to kill me, death threats keep coming. Those who believe they are going to send you to heaven, they did the worst things.
As a Pakistani who's studying with Indians here, and we live in harmony.
Yeah, outside that region, they do wonderfully well too.
Of course. This is what my question is, that we are divided by border, but we share a lot of things. We share poverty, we share hunger, any miseries you name, and both sides of the countries are going through it. We have people who go to sleep hungry, school children who don't go to school. How do you think the youth, because the majority of Indian population is youth and so is Pakistan, how can you think that we can come together and really alleviate the miseries and work together for a better future?
Well, that's a dicey question. You must understand this. A nation is not some God-given stuff, okay? Only when you identify or make a nation on a religious basis, you may believe so. Otherwise, we know we made it. We write a constitution, not a God-given document. We wrote it, subject to amendments, subject to changes, as it is required for the well-being of the people. So, what is a nation today in the world is, still we've not come to that place where we can all embrace each other and live as one nation, the entire planet. I wish someday we will get there, but you see, you're already Brexiting. See, what Europe has done in the last 15, 20 years is a truly phenomenal, fantastic achievement. After World War I, World War II, nobody ever thought the Germans and the French and the Italians and the English could come together. Nobody imagined. Could you have imagined this in 1945? I'm asking you. No. But you achieved this European Union. It's not a small thing. Don't think it's just an economic arrangement. It's a huge evolution in human consciousness. Yes or no? Yes. But now you're Brexiting. You can say whatever, people have voted for it, all right? People have chosen because for some economic reason or some other fear of immigration or whatever, all right? I'm not trying to blame anybody for that, but I'm saying, similarly, this India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, this whole region, including Sri Lanka, Nepal, everything was like one nation. Though politically we were different nations, there were times when we were over 200 different political entities, but still we were one nation in culture, in many different ways, in our transactions together. But whatever reason, there's no point doing a historical postmortem and blame this person, this situation, that situation. It's happened. Somebody drew lines without considering the geography of the land, simply across rivers, across villages, across mountains, simply somebody drew lines, the kind of lines that you cannot defend, the kind of lines that needs constant engagement to keep it safe between the two nations. And above all, see, one thing that we need to bring, if young people, all of you, if you are interested in the future of this world, we've still not come to that place where people can just live out of their consciousness, leaving their religion, their heaven and stuff and all that. But we must do this much in your generation. The coming generation must do this much. Religion should be a personal pursuit for people. Those who wish to, they pursue personally their own stuff. But this ambitious way of approaching that, my religion should conquer the world, must go. This is one achievement you must do in the next 25 years, otherwise with the kind of technological advancements we will have a massive disaster on this planet, isn't it? The days of the sword are over. The days of the sword are over. Now if we continue with the same attitude, we will have a supermassive disaster which will not benefit anybody for that matter, okay? Will not benefit the planet, will not benefit any creature on this planet, everybody will be hurt because of this. I'm saying, one thing all of you are getting educated in premier institutions, one thing you must carry home, wherever you go, whatever religious background you come from, make everybody understand, your religion is your personal pursuit, do whatever you want, all right? You look up, you look down, you look whichever way you want, it's up to you, all right? Don't tell me where to look. Yes? Don't tell me where to look. Don't force somebody else that this is the way or that is the way. If this one thing goes away, India, Pakistan will settle because culturally there's so much engagement, okay? I would say there was a South Asia conference in Dubai which I recently attended, but just at that time there was a terror attack in India and we had to insist that all Pakistanis drop out of the conference and it happened, unfortunately. I was looking forward to that engagement, but they had to drop out because this thing happened. What this is looking for is, we are all pushing for this, that South Asia region, which means India, Pakistan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, Bhutan, Myanmar, these geographically one thing. We're looking at something like EU. Politically you can still be different, you can do whatever damn religion you want, but economically, if we come together, we were the most prosperous part of the world at one time. That is because we operated as one at that time in many different ways. But today, there is no way, everybody is trapped in their own little boundaries. So this is one thing we should push for. If you want to push for this, the most important thing is religion becomes just purely a personal pursuit, never a national goal. or a global goal. It is actually a global goal right now. It should just be personal pursuit, never a global goal. If you do this one thing, India, Pakistan, all these nations and many other nations coming together will become a reality.
Thank you, Sadhguru, for the wisdom. We would now open up the questions for the floor, and if anyone… you can raise your hands.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. I would request you to please guide us more on the issue of whole interpretation of religion, as you said, that it has to be a personal matter. Religion as a concept, you've mentioned before, it was a new concept for India and its surrounding places earlier. But people drew lines on those religious and social cultural aspects as well, and which eventually led to conflicts. So how do you see inner engineering, yoga, as the way of resolving that conflicts and turning towards the inner self and breaking the barriers of religion?
Well, you want a prediction or you want a plan? Those who are incapable of making a plan and executing that plan always look forward to predictions. What prediction means is, you just hope it will happen. You are not willing to lend your life to make it happen. That's why I'm telling you, all of you young people should strive towards it. Of course, people will deride you, somebody wants to kill you. I have never abused anybody, but people want to kill me, death threats keep coming. What for? Simply because you ask questions for which they have no answers. I have never abused them, I have not abused their gods, I have not abused anything. I'm just asking questions. You went to heaven, all right, but without a body, so how are you going to eat food, good food, and how are you going to do anything with these virgins? What are you going to do? When I ask them, why are they feeling so insulted? So this is one way, for a long time it's been like this, for a couple of thousand years. One way to handle questions is kill the questioner. It's been an effective way till now, but no more. It's not going to work like that, because today not just one person is going to ask questions, 1 billion people will ask questions. Yes? Once you raise a question, the whole world knows this is a question and everybody will ask the question. There was a time where only one person raised the question in a village or a town and you killed him and the question was over. Those days are over. So this is why you don't have to abuse anybody, but you must ask relevant questions, isn't it? Hello? Daring, relevant questions. Whatever matters in our lives, should we not ask questions at least, even if you don't have answers? You don't have to abuse anybody, you don't have to deride anybody, but you must ask questions, because if you ask 3 intelligent questions, 90% of the scriptures on the planet and all the 3 heavens will collapse right now.
Last question.
So I'm extremely impressed how you've said that religion shouldn't be a national goal, it should be something very personal, and we should talk about the right thing. But someone, as someone so many people look up to, don't you think you have a social responsibility to voice your concerns about some specific parties who are trying to spread religious extremism? Or because we can't please everyone, can we? So what are your thoughts on that? Because I told you, you just said that you don't endorse a political party and you don't want to influence anyone to vote for someone. But don't you think we should stand up against something which is wrong?
I'm not against anything, that's what I want you to understand. I'm for humanity. Human beings have come in variety of ways. It's okay with me. Because if all of them became like me, I wouldn't want to live in this world. They're all different. That's why it's nice, look at them, how different they are, each one. That is why it is nice. But all the idiots are trying to make everybody like themselves. Just imagine in your home, if there's one more person just like you, could you live there? One is too much, isn't it? But they want a world full of their own kind. So, I'm not against anybody. It's okay, everybody's saying what they're saying. As long as they don't get overly empowered, it's all right, they're expressing their opinions. Opinions are like cataracts. The more you have them, the less you see. So I'm trying to bring clarity to them also. People say, Sadhguru, you're seen with this celebrity, why did you sit with this person? You're seen with this politician, why did you sit with this person? I say, see, for the last 22 years, I've been working in the prisons, both India and United States. I'm constantly with murderers, rapists and all kinds of people. They're also okay with me because human beings do all these things. The question is only, will we as a generation create a situation where human beings can evolve into a higher possibility, or do you want to shoot this one, hang that one, do that, do this, is this your solution? Believe me, those people who thought they are bringing solutions forcefully always cause the worst kind of situations on the planet. Yes or no? Those who believed that they're bringing a solution forcefully, they did the worst things, isn't it so? Those who believed they were going to send you to heaven, they did the worst things. Those who believed forcefully they will level everybody and bring equality, they did the most horrendous things on the planet. You don't want to make the same mistake. I want you to understand, those mistakes are no more affordable with modern weaponry and modern technology. Those mistakes are no more possible on this planet. If we commit the mistake of what… I'm not supposed to mention these names, what Mussolini's, Adolf Hitler's, Joseph Stalin's and whatever the religious nutcases have done, if we attempt the same thing in 21st century, we'll finish the whole humanity. We cannot afford that anymore. So the only way for all of us to progress is that whatever I think of you, we accept you for who you are right now and see how we can all be on the same page, at least on a few things. We all want health, we want all of us want to live joyfully, peacefully, at least on these things we are on the same page. Well, you worship that god in the east, I worship this in the west, somebody worships something else, somebody else doesn't worship a damn thing. It's their choice. Let them do whatever. But the important thing is, human needs, fundamental human needs are this. Once physical needs are taken care of, which fortunately for this generation, like never before, though still there are complaints, there are segments of society unfortunately left out of that, still the largest number of human beings, their survival is better organized than ever before. Yes or no? It is so. Today if you have the money, you can go to the store and buy what you need for the next 1 year and not step out of your house and still manage. Believe me, if you were here 100 years ago or 1000 years ago, if you want to start your day, you must take your bucket and walk a mile to River Thames to get your water. Most of you are not even fit to carry a bucket full of water for a mile anymore. Yes or no? So survival is better organized than ever before. Forever we've had problems of food, water, shelter, clothing. For the first time, all of you have 5 times more clothing than what your grandparents had. Yes or no? Huh? All of you have 5 times more clothing than what your grandparents had. You are also eating… Right now, how to eat less is the big deal. This is the first generation which has to be worried about how much to eat. Always every generation of people, when they sat down for a meal, they stuffed as much as they could into themselves because there was so much physical activity to do. If you see the last generations of people, how they ate, when they sat down for a meal, they would sit like this. You know, in India they'll sit on the floor, they'll eat and it's full. And they'll eat little more and little more and little more because there is so much to do physically. If you don't eat like that, you'll run out of gas. Literally it's like gas, you know, like filling the tank. You want to fill as much as you can. This is the first generation which has to be conscious of how much to consume because otherwise you'll become like a balloon because you're not doing anything. So everything is better organized than ever before, survival is better than ever before. This is the time to transform human consciousness. To transform or to raise human consciousness, we are doing various levels of activity. One, you must sit through this in many different ways, otherwise you would…
You understand what you're doing to the entire planet.
I know, it's just terrible. It's suffocating and choking our waterways, our air, our soil.
प्लास्टिक है ये बाबा प्लास्टिक है ये इससे बचाओ हमें प्लास्टिक है ये
Out of many materials that we have developed on this planet, plastic is one of the most fantastic materials. I know a whole lot of people will get against me for this. I am saying this because a material that can be recycled thousands of times over and over again is a perfect material to make sure that what we use is in a cycle, that we don't have to continuously dig something new. We can use the same material for centuries if we handle it right. But we have handled it so irresponsibly, such a wonderful material has become poisonous, it has entered everything. If it has to change quickly, law has to come into place. That is why we are looking at single-use plastic ban.
Sadhguru is my man. For a very simple reason, he brings together the two necessary perspectives, the change of the individual and the change of society and economics and politics. So I think there is no doubt we need to change. We need to change for the sake of Mother Earth, we need to change for the sake of the animal kingdom, but we need to change for the sake of ourselves.
We at the United Nations Environment Programme are encouraging and urging everyone to stop the use of single-use plastics.
We have to find solutions which will go with the existing polluting businesses. It's very important. Those businesses which are the major factors of pollution, we have to transform them, making sure their businesses are not destroyed, but transformed to a more ecologically sensitive way of operation. This has to be looked at on all levels. You can just tell a local vendor, you can't use plastic. What is he supposed to use? We must go and tell him, this is what you can use, what is the alternate product? This is a promise, you are wearing the mask to express that we will not make this little girl suffocate in future. We are going to create a better climate for her.
इससे बचाओ हमें प्लास्टिक है ये बाबा प्लास्टिक है ये इससे बचाओ हमें प्लास्टिक है ये
Sadhguru, you mentioned that you can do 14 different activities at a given moment. So, we all are very curious to know how can we achieve such prowess over both body and mind?
Oh, whoever said this, Do you have a liver?
Yes, I do.
Functioning?
Yes.
Do you know how many levels of activity it's doing right now? What the liver is doing is far more complex than what your brains are doing right now, do you know this? A brainless liver, if it can do so many things, a brained Praneeth, how many things? No, I was only talking about not activity per se. Yes, activity is also possible. You must understand this. On a round planet which is spinning right now, hello? Are you on a round planet? Spinning? Most people don't understand this unless, they get sozzled out with something or they get some ailment. Suddenly you see, planet is round. Do you know how complex an activity it is for a human being to walk at a certain latitude on a round planet which is spinning and which has magnetic forces working upon you all the time? It's an extremely complex process. You ask a child who is, let's say, 1 year of age, he knows how complex it is. Have you seen? But the moment you learn to walk,
you assume that it's nothing, walking is nothing and you're sick of walking, you want to drive a car, you want to ride a motorcycle. But walking is such a complex process, not 14. 1,000 different functions, your knees and your brains and the fluids in your body, all of them are doing all the time. If only you could conduct these things consciously, you would be doing 1,000 things. Anyway, you're doing it. But if you could conduct this consciously, you would do 1,000 things at a time. So I was only talking about different channels of mind, which you don't have to actually conduct, you just have to initiate and leave. It will go on. For you to think about your neighborhood girl, do you have to initiate action every time? No. Once you look at her, it just goes on by itself. Why? Because you're drawn to it. If you're drawn to 10 different things at the same time, mind is capable of creating 10 different channels and keep it running. A complex mathematical problem, a sensation, a music, some raga, this, that, 100 things at the same time, because that is how complex human mind is. This complexity you can use either to drive yourself crazy with unbridled thought and emotion, or if you harness it, it can do things that nobody has imagined possible. It can do things in a miraculous way. You can manifest things in a phenomenal way if the necessary training goes. If somebody is walking there, if you just look at them, how they're walking, you can make out whether they're physically fit or not. Yes or no? Body has been worked upon, you can see it or no, just by the walk. Similarly, whether the mind has been worked upon or not, whether your energies have been worked upon or not, is something that's visible. Most people may not see, but if you pay attention, you will see. Right now, most human beings, the problem is we gave you a super computer. The most sophisticated machine on this planet is this human mechanism. I am asking you, have you read the user's manual? Hello? No. When you're going to read it? On the last day? When I see this ridiculous stuff, people reading Gita when people are dying, I say, you're reading the user's manual on the last day, what's the point? If you buy a phone, should you read the user's manual in the first 3 days or after 3 years when you want to get rid of the phone? Huh? You must read it in the first 3 days. So I'm not asking you to read a scripture. Well, this is a living scripture. Should you not become competent to read this scripture, understand what is the nature of this, what is the full potential of it and explore this? Because this life is not about this or that. This life is about this. There is no choice about this. It is just that you can enslave this life to something else and think it's about that. But actually it's about this. Are you okay with this? You think right now your life is about education. No, your life is about this. You want this one educated, you want this one to do well, you want this one to experience love, you want this one to experience pleasure, you want this one to do all this. All the other things are only attendant things. This is the real thing, isn't it? So if this is the real thing, does this deserve some amount of attention? Some amount of attention means not standing in front of the mirror and attending to your skin endlessly. Should you not pay attention to every dimension of what this human being is made of? What makes this life tick? And how? If you understand what makes it tick, you can make it roar. If you make it roar, why 14 things? You can do many more. About transforming or about reviving this Mahakumbh as a knowledge base, as a place and a time that people, large number of people will seek as a source of inspiration, healing and transformation, which is what it has been for thousands of years. Maybe in the last 5, 6 or 10 decades in a century, it could have to some extent lost its relevance and its significance, simply because, well, the nation has not been in our own hands. So reviving this, what this means, what is so significant about taking a bath once in 12 years? It's not about that. This comes from a fundamental dimension of yoga, which is referred to as bhuta shuddhi, which means to cleanse the 5 elements in our system. Everything in the universe, this body, this planet, the solar system, the universe and the cosmos, everything is just a play of 5 elements. The entire universe is just a mischief of 5 elements, not 5 million, just 5. This shows the brilliance behind creation, the trillions and trillions of forms that life has taken, all this only with 5 ingredients. So the yogic system, the fundamental form of yoga is bhuta shuddhi, where it is understood that if you gain some mastery over these 5 elements, your health, well-being, prosperity, access to the universe, all these dimensions are taken care of if only you take charge of these fundamental ingredients which make you who you are right now and which makes everything what it is right now. This body, the elemental composition of this body is such that 72% of this body is water, 12% is earth, 6% is air, 4% is fire, the remaining is akash. For one to live well here, water plays the most important role because 72% of this body is water, 72% of the planet is water. So the kumbh or the science of making use of the confluence of rivers at certain latitudes came not because of belief, not because of some blind faith, this came because of keen observation of how life and the different forces around us function and how we can ride that, how we can make use of that. The modern science is beginning to open its eyes to this, that between equator, that is the 0 degrees latitude to 33 degrees latitude, the centrifugal force that the planet generates because of its spin largely works in a vertical manner. As you go further north, it becomes tangential, but here it works in a vertical manner. 11 degrees centigrade is one place where it is perfectly vertical. So after much search within myself, we established the Isha Yoga Center at 11 degrees latitude, because if one is doing sadhana, the maximum benefit happens here, because the earth's centrifugal force is pushing everything upward in a vertical manner rather than in a tangential manner. So from 0 to 33 degrees, this was known as the sacred land on the planet because spiritual sadhana found at most results or maximum results happened in this region for whatever sadhana that an individual person does. So within this latitude, we identified many spots where at different times of the year and different times of the solar year, which lasts for 12.25 years, the forces are working in a certain way, and those places were identified as places to be on that particular day or that particular period. Wherever 2 water bodies are meeting with a certain force, it creates a churning of water. This body being over 72% water, being there at that particular time, when it is in a particular nakshatra in the solar in the solar cycle, the maximum benefit happens to the body. In the ancient times, everybody understood that this mandala of 48 days, if you stay at the kumbh and every day you are in that water with the appropriate sadhana attached to it, you could transform your physical body, your psychological framework, your energy framework, and above all find enormous spiritual growth within you within a span of one mandala, which is 48 days. But today slowly it has become more just a quick visit, a half-a-day visit where you take a simple one dip and you're out. Well, maybe in today's world we can't get all of you for 48 days at the kumbh, but I was talking to the Chief Minister and said it's important that we set at least 40 days of sadhana for everybody, wherever they may be. Every day 10 to 12 minutes of sadhana in their own home for 40 days, then come and take a dip. This will make a huge difference because the importance of it is, at a certain place, if a certain volume of energy is happening, do you have the ability to receive it? Do you have the ability to perceive it? If you cannot perceive, no matter where you are, everything will go waste. So the whole science of why the kumbh, why at certain latitudes, why where the confluence of water bodies are happening, there's an elaborate science about it. I don't want to go into the entire process now. But essentially this is what it is, because if the water within you does not respond to the water outside of you, now the water that is here, how this water behaves within you will determine the nature of your health and well-being in a big way. How will it behave? It will behave the way you treat it. In the sense, today modern science has come to this and recorded through various series of experiments they have come to this, that water has enormous memory within itself. They're calling water as fluid computer because the volume of memory and intelligence which is there in the water is so phenomenal. This is something we need to understand. Water is not a commodity, it's a life-making material. The water that you drink is not just going whichever way, it is taking the form of a human being. It has the necessary memory and intelligence. Only if you treat it well, it tends to behave well. If you treat it badly, it tends to behave badly. So there's a whole science culturally established in this country as to how to treat the water that you drink. So these aspects have been largely lost because we are becoming a very economy-driven cultures. Economics is only about our survival, about procurement of this and that, what we need. Economics is not the guide point of our lives. The interest of mystical dimensions or the spiritual sciences have always been, what are the laws which govern the inner nature? So towards this goal, many things were created, many dimensions, many aspects, many tools and many methods as to how to get there. Among all these things, Bhuta Shuddhi is one of the most powerful processes. The Kumbh Mela is an offshoot of this Bhuta Shuddhi process. It's my intention and my wish that this Kumbh Mela should not become just one more ritual where a huge number of people gather. This should become a transformative process. I'm telling you, we as Indians, if we display a different level of equanimity within us, you believe me, in the next 25 years, we will be the most valued nation because this will be the biggest challenge for the rest of the world. The rest of the world wants to know how to be. They know how to do, but they don't know how to be. This is something that we can offer to the world because when it comes to the inner mechanics of a human being, I'm not saying this with the prejudice of being Indian. When it comes to the inner mechanics of the human being, no culture has ever looked at the inner dimension of the human being with the profoundness that this culture has explored. As Mark Twain once said after his visit, it seems he even came to the Kumbh Mela, and he said, anything that can ever be done by either God or man has been done in this land. That is the impression we create. That is the impression we need to create tomorrow for the rest of the world, that anything that can be explored to in the subjective dimension, we have explored this. Unfortunately, the presentation has lost its way and it has become a ridiculous presentation. We have become cow-worshipping, snake-charming and whatever kind of nation, and now we are shifting into IT. All this is fine, but the important thing is we know how to be, no matter what is around us. Within us we know how to be, which will be the most valuable thing on the planet in the coming years, because everybody will get many comforts that modern technology will offer. After it comes, when they don't have it, they think if they have it, everything will be fixed. The moment they have it, they know nothing in life is settled. That is when the whole world will become seekers one way or the other. Or as I said earlier, for the first time, human intellect is evolving like never before. Every human being slowly is able to think for himself. Right or wrong, it doesn't matter, but he's beginning to think. Once he's beginning to think, you transporting him to heaven for well-being is not going to work. You have to offer it here. And you telling him the softness of the cushion on this sofa is going to make your life well is not going to work, because everybody would have sat on it and it means nothing. Only because people are deprived, these kind of philosophies have worked. Because people have been deprived for a long period, if you just tell them you can eat well, that looks like heaven. The whole description of heaven is that you can eat well or you can do something well. All that people are deprived of, it's up there. But these things will not work in future. People will look for real solutions. When they look for real solutions, believe me, nowhere else in the world can people offer profound solutions as India can offer, because this is something that we've invested our time, life and energies for almost 8,000–10,000 years, and we have gleaned this knowledge, not something that we believe, not something that we made up as philosophies, something that we observed and noted down and made tools as to how to access this. It's my wish and my blessing that this Kumbh Mela should become a huge step in that direction to awaken the world to this possibility. First of all, you must understand what is inside, okay, and what is outside. If you do not understand what is inside and outside, then you will go to all the wrong places. Now, what is inside? Your body, accumulated over a period of time, yes or no? Hello? No? What you accumulate can be yours, cannot be you. Is that much clear? Whatever it may be. What you accumulate can be yours, cannot be you. So this body is an accumulation. What you call as my mind, the whole content of the mind is accumulated depending upon what you're exposed to in your life. So your body is a heap of food, small or big. Your mind is a heap of impressions, again small or big. Between these two heaps, where the hell are you? So, inside, outside, leave these words, because when it comes to language, there is only that much leeway. So within that, maybe different people are trying to use it in different ways. We don't know in what context they used. You put everybody into one bundle and say, all of you said this, I don't know who these all people are. Different people employed different methods around them, looking at the people around them, what was best suitable for the people around them, accordingly they would have worked most probably. If they're genuine, they would have worked with the people around them, not with concepts from somewhere. Looking at an individual person, you will do something, what works for that person. What you do with this person may not work for another person, you will have to do something else with that person. But you're talking about a generic inward-outward. So first determine what is inward-outward. Everything is outward right now. The world is outside, body is also external material, all the material in the mind also is external. So what is this inward you're talking about? Then you will immediately say, Atma, Paramatma, soul, this one. Now you're going into belief system. You don't know. You know you have a body, yes? Hello? Yes. Please check your neighbors. You know you have a body. You believe you have a mind. But to some extent you know. But rest is belief. Yes or no? Yes. I'm not questioning whether it's true or false, let's not go there at all. But it's belief, it's not yet in your experience. If you talk about something which is not yet in your experience, to put it bluntly, you're just a bloody liar. That's what it means. But because lies are holy, lies are written in scriptures, lies are repeated by all kinds of people who are dressed in different ways, which are supposed to be holy though ridiculous. Because of this, you're not supposed to question these words. Anywhere you go, first thing is people say, Sadhguru, what about the soul? I ask them, which soul, right or left? So, let's not talk about something that is not in your experience. Right now, your body is in your experience to some extent, your mind is in your experience to some extent, rest you don't know. But we can infer. If I have to accumulate this much body, if I have to accumulate this much mind, something more fundamental must be there. Yes? Something more fundamental must be there. We don't know what the hell it is. For now, we will call it you. How you will go into yourself? I'm asking. You can go into this hall, you can go out of this hall. How will you go into yourself, I'm asking. Let's leave this, this is not the way. You do this way. What is not you, all those things you keep it aside. Before today, before you go to bed, everything that's not you, keep it aside. They may be precious to you. You think about it, your house, is it you? Oh, my house. All right, you have lots of passion about it, but all right, keep it aside. Your husband, is it you? No, that's easy, he's not me. My children, are they me? Oh, little difficulty, but no, they're not me. They're beginning to tell you, if they're 12, they have already told you. So the clothes that you wear, is that you? No. The body that you wear, is that you? No. All these thoughts and emotion, is this you? No. Everything that's not you, keep it in one heap. Not physically, just do this mentally. Keep everything aside. Let me see. Every day you practice this. One day when you successfully keep everything aside that you are not, what you are will be there. We have too many ideas about things that we have not seen. It's a big problem. Shankaran Pillai went to Britannia. Can I? Yes. Shankaran Pillai went to Britannia Industries to find a job, So they were looking for a really smart, far-seeing sales manager. So they asked him one question, which is further, Mumbai or moon? Shankaran Pillai thought. He said, Mumbai. He said, what? Mumbai is further than the moon? He said, yes. How? Well, I can see the moon, I can't see Mumbai. So what I'm saying is, if you go by your present perception, you'll get all the wrong conclusions. So don't be in a rush to make conclusions. Let's pay a little more attention. You are a worthwhile life which deserves some attention, isn't it? Don't seek other people's attention. Your own attention, doesn't this life deserve attention? Pay attention to this. Enough attention, everything will be clear. Everything about you, you're asking me, if I tell you what you have some more words. Some more words you have, that will not get you anywhere near the truth. One more word or 10 more words doesn't get you any closer to reality, just you'll have more things to say to somebody else. This kind of hearsay is spreading in the world. Everybody knows where God is, who his wife is, how many children he has, when is his birthday, his address. In every bhajan, people are singing his address, where he is and how to get him, but they don't know a damn thing about themselves. This kind of, a very knowledgeable ignorance is dangerous, you know. If you do not know, it's not a problem. If I say I do not know, the possibility of knowing is always there, isn't it? If I do not know and I think I know, then I've destroyed all possibilities. So, we have arrived at many things. We know, in every culture they know what is the nature of God, where he resides, how the ambience is there and the works, you know. Everybody knows the geography of the heaven, isn't it, don't you? But you don't know a damn thing about yourself. It's time we paid attention, because everything you know it only the way it's projected in the firmament of your mind. You don't know anything any other way, yes or no? So, what you need to fix is, you are seeing everything in a mirror of your mind, and the mirror is wonky. First fix it. First thing is to make it stable, flat, proper plane mirror, so that you see everything the way it is. Does a plane mirror show you everything the way it is? Everything reverse, you know. Then you will have to flip it, that'll take much more skill. Most people can't flip a dosa. Now, to flip the whole universe, the whole life that is reflecting in your mind, to flip it over without shattering it into pieces will take much more, but the first thing is to level out the mirror so that it shows you everything the way it is, not some other way. Right now, everything is seen depending upon how you're identified with something. Every identity has distorted the mirror of your mind, and it shows you things in completely different way than the way it is. First thing is, stop talking about things that you do not know. No soul, no Atman, no Paramatman, no God, no divine, no heaven. Talk about something that you know, and then the longing to take the next step will become strong. Otherwise, when you know the geography of the heaven, what is the need to pay attention to anything?
If you made it this far, it's because something spoke to you on some level. Let us know where you're watching from, subscribe to the channel, check out the links in the description for more reflections. Because honestly, very few people make it to the end. Thanks, big hug, and see you in the next video.